Weekend!
Well, we saw some bit of fun going on down there at the Genesis Energy Kensington Stadium, and to tell us about it is Roy from Sport Northland. Welcome along.
Thank you.
So active movement, which was a bit of what was happening there. Well, most of the movement is active, but it's obviously a Spark program that run by Sport Northland. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what it's all about?
Certainly. It is an initiative by Spark. It's generally for our 0 to 5-year-olds, hence you saw all the children playing there. Generally it's about, movement in general, we all want it huffy-puffy, but there's a whole lot of learning aspects with active movement. There's a whole lot of, right from tummy time through to those development stages. With the gear in particular they were doing a lot of locomotion, climbing aspects, which is a whole cross-patterning stuff, laterality. There's a whole lot of learning behind movement that I try and get out there with our early childhood centres, as well as our parents via Plunkett, via our early childhood centres and all of that sort of stuff.
All that equipment that was there today that we've just been saying, that is like designed in a certain way to get certain type of movements?
Certainly, yep. Oh, you would have seen, there's a bit of all sorts there. We had the tunnel movements, which is just emphasising crawling, which is opposite arm, opposite leg, which stimulates both sides of the brain, which is truly amazing. We then have the arch, as you would have seen, which is just hopefully encouraging. Most of them ran down it, but some of them, depending on the child, each to their own, would possibly roll down. And then we're looking at the vestibular system, which is our balance system and all that sort of stuff. What else did they have? A lot of hanging.
You've lost Marky already. Vestibular, that's gone.
Balance beams, all that sort of stuff.
Vestibular.
Did you crawl as a baby?
No, I walked. I walked at 6 months.
Here's the trouble: if you don't do the crawling thing,
I don't have a problem.
You've only got a right brain or a left brain or something like that.
Yeah. Really?
Yep. Oh. Yep. That's why you're a hockey player probably.
So where were the kids from? That we saw?
They were from the Kensington Educare.
Oh yeah.
Based there. Yeah,
based at Kensington.
Yeah, absolutely. We sort of knocked on their door and thought if they were keen, and definitely keen.
So the equipment that they were using, it's Sport Northland's equipment?
Absolutely, it's active movements programs, which I can, and it is available to hire out to early childhood centres for events or even just for their centres.
And information about like the whole active movement type of thing, they'd get in contact with you at Sport Northland to discuss it? Because it is quite interesting, having read through some of the information, having young kids myself, just like actually looking at what they should be doing and things you can do to stimulate, growth, brain development, all that sort of stuff. It's quite amazing, eh? So I'd recommend getting in contact and having a look at some of the literature.
Oh, fantastic.
I found it very interesting.
Yep.
You would have read through it as well yourself?
No.
If you did have a look, you might find some of your own deficiencies stem from.
No, but what I'm interested in it, Roy, is active movement. Are we talking more, is it about instilling lifelong, basically physical activity patterns, or is it more about brain development, or a bit of both?
Bit of both, really. Yeah, definitely a bit of both. Obviously, looking at 0 to 5-year-olds, we are wanting to prep the child to be, not a better learner, but enabled to sort of soak it all in when they get to school, and sort of not to say not be an unco child, but to be a bit more developed and ready for the school learnings. I guess with that, we're looking at the vestibular system and balance. It's just like the simple things we do with active movement, if they incorporate it from the young ages, then they're able to sit still at school and all that sort of stuff. We're looking at when they're climbing, can they pop their thumb? Generally kids hold on to things like that, and if it's just the little things like looking, can they lock their thumb under, and in turn developing in school that looks at writing and being able to hold a pencil.
So there's some real links between the way they move and the development of the brain.
Absolutely.
For later on in life.
Yeah, I mean, you've got the PMP programs that are all at school now, and that I think is because, not saying active movement's awesome, which it is, but I think if it was around years ago, we wouldn't have so many children needing those PMP programs, which is perceptive motor skill programs. We're looking at messy play, which is all about developing fine motor skills. Eyes need to move too, muscles, eyes as well. A lot of our parents, the TV's a bit of a babysitter, the PlayStation is too, and it's not helping when they get to school. We want movements like balloons and bubbles, so they're following them slowly, which in turn leads to reading and being able to follow things in those patterns. It's really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's awesome.
Excellent. Very good. Well, thank you very much for coming in and having a chat.
Thank you for having me.
And looks like fun, and I'm sure we'll get you out there in one of those little crawling things.
Well, if they're having fun, that's what it's all about.
You're a bum shuffler, aren't you? Still to this day.
No,
it's milestones, eh?
Yeah, bum shuffle. Nice. Nice week, Mr. Marcotte.
Yeah, like that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. All right.
Cool.